into our next chapter, and I know that you guys don't have your books for this chapter. That's totally okay. We're going to be doing a lot of things that are going to get you up and moving around your house, so you are not going to need those books at all. You will not miss them, so don't worry about that. So we're talking all about area and perimeter in this chapter, and that's something that you guys are already a little bit familiar with, right? Perimeter, you know, is the distance around a shape, right? So you imagine all the way around a shape, so you could, for instance, measure the perimeter of this little video box that I'm sitting in, right? And then area, we're going to develop a more mathematical definition for this one a little bit later, but right now I want you to just think about it as the measure of how much space is taken up by the flat surface of a shape, right? So you're thinking about how much area is something taking up. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to make a little bit more of a mathematical definition of that in a couple days. So I want to start off just by thinking about some examples here for perimeter, okay? So today we're going to really dig into perimeter. We'll move on to area after that, and then we're going to kind of combine all of our great knowledge. So for today, let's think about if we were trying to put a border on a garden in a backyard, for instance, Miss Sharma's backyard. So I have a garden that's about 5 feet. So I'm going to draw that on my grid paper here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm saying that each side of one of these squares, saying each side is representing 1 foot, right? It's a square, so I know that all of them are the same. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My garden is 5 feet by 7 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and I'm going to finish closing off my shape. And there we go. I've got my rectangular garden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now let's say I'm wondering if I want to put a border around my garden. Maybe I want to build up a wooden kind of ledge around my garden. What is the total perimeter of that, so I know how much wood to get, right? So if I'm looking at my rectangular garden here, you guys probably already thinking, Ms. Sharma, this is really easy. We can do 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5. I know 7 and 7 is 14. 5 and 5 is 10. If I add 10 and 14, I would get 24. Don't forget my units, 24 feet, right? Now, don't accidentally put feet squared. I know we've been using it before. This is perimeter, right? We're not talking about a square unit. We're not talking about feet squared. We're talking about simply feet, right? Here's 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, right? We're not talking about square units, so be careful with that. 24 feet. However, I'm going to challenge you. There's actually a formula for perimeter, and I bet you can figure it out really easily by looking at our work here. So what you're noticing is that you're adding up both of your lengths twice and both of your widths twice. Remember, your lengths are those longer sides and your widths are your shorter sides. Think about your length, right? Is your length vertical? Is it your taller part, or is it horizontally? And you would know it's that longer part, right? So another way that we could find this this perimeter would be to use a formula, which we can derive from our example here, right? So P for perimeter equals 2 length, right? Our length times 2 plus our width times 2, right? So 2 length times 2 width, or added to 2 width, will give us our perimeter. So let's give this a try. So perimeter equals 2 times our length, which is 7, plus 2 times our width, which is 5. So following the order of operations, I'll do 2 times 7, which is 14, then 2 times 5, which is 10. I'm already noticing how similar that is to my original problem that I did. And I get 14 and 10, and then I end up with 24 feet. So this formula here for finding perimeter is a really nice shortcut. Instead of adding all of our sides up, we can just multiply our length by 2 and our width by 2 and add those together. So let's think about that formula, but apply it to a square. A square we know has all equal sides, right? So let's say We've got 3 feet by 3 feet. I've got this 3 foot by 3 foot square. Well, could I use this perimeter formula to find the perimeter? Sure, I could. But you're probably thinking, Ms. Sharma, we could be even more efficient, right? And we could be even more efficient by multiplying instead of by 2, because we know all the sides are the same. When we're finding the perimeter of a square, we can just multiply by 4. So in this case, we could say 3 times 4, and we would find that the perimeter is 12 feet. All right. Now, like I said, we're not going to jump into area today, but what you do know is, right, the perimeter was this outline of our shape. The area is going to be this inside part of our shape, right? Measuring how much space that inside part of our shape takes up. That's where we'll jump into tomorrow. Let's do one more example problem together today. I want you to see if you can find the perimeter of this rectangle. We'll say it's 14 meters by 18 meters. Go ahead and pause me here, and then you can jump back in and see if you got your answer correct. All right, so hopefully you paused me and you tried out this problem on your own. So now let's use that perimeter formula to see if we can find the answer to the perimeter of this shape. So we know our length is 18, so 2 times 18 plus 2 times 14. If you're not sure of 2 times 18 in your head, don't try to guess and get the wrong answer. Go off to the side and jot down your work, right? So 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, so 36. Plus, and we could do the same thing for 14 if we need to. 14 times 2, so 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2, and I would get 28. So now I've got perimeter equals 36 plus 28. If you need to write that vertically in order to get your math correct, please do that. It's not a bad idea to make sure that you're getting all of your 1s and 10s lined up and that you're not making any silly mistakes by doing mental math if that doesn't work for you. If mental math works great for you, that's totally fine. So 6 plus 8 we know is 14. 3 plus 1 plus 2 is 6. So we've got 64 meters, right? We go back up and look at that unit, 64 meters. All right, so we think that the perimeter is 64 meters. How could you double check your work? Well, you could double check by doing 18 plus 18 plus 14 plus 14 and seeing what you get. So 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus another 4 is 24. I'll regroup, and then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And look at that, it checks out. So we were correct. 64 meters is our perimeter. All right, my friends, you're going to be trying this out around your home. So I hope you have fun, and I also hope that you've got on your final great day of beach wear or summer wear. All right, guys, thank you.